Hey, long time no see, I guess. I haven't recorded videos in a while because I recorded a few while I was still in Nashville so I could just upload those. And the whole back and forth between each place and all of that has been kind of crazy, and then holidays. And over that time, in between that time, I had a birthday and turned 34. And so every once in a while, I like to well, every once in a while, every few years on my birthday, I like to do a thing about the things that I've learned during that time. And so I've made a list that you can't read on the camera, but of 34 things that I've learned in 34 years. So, first one is that your dreams are too small. That's something that, especially over the last year, that I've learned is that there are things that I did that I thought was the dream. And it turned out that my dreams that I thought were too big and too crazy aren't. And that I was dreaming way too small. Number two is friendships change, and that's good. Also something that I've noticed a lot more recently is that the friendships I have with people are different now than they were, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago. A lot of the friends I have right now, we've known each other for a long time, and we've seen each other through very big things. And it's not that those friendships are bad now, they're just different. And that's a good thing. That just shows growth on our parts and growth in relationships and all of that. So that's a good thing. Number three is things end when they're good. And I said this a few times when I was getting ready to leave Cambodia, that, things are good, but things end when they're good. And I think that's a good way to leave them. I mean, I don't know how many times I can say good in a sentence or in a statement, but it just because things end doesn't mean that they were bad or that they are bad. It just, that was their time. Things have an expiration date, and even if the expiration date comes at a really good time. Number four is sometimes the only way to go forward is to go backwards. And I say that because I got a lot of flack from people, whether they meant it that way or not, about going back or coming back to my hometown. And I left Louisville essentially when I was 18. And went to school away, was gone for a while, came back for 3 years, 2 of which I was in grad school, and then left again. And so, and even when I was here for grad school, I was just going to school, I wasn't really living life here. And so, when I left Louisville, I was a teenager and very naive, and I thought I knew everything, but I'm coming back as a very different person and having a ton of different experiences and just a different way to view where I am. And there are things here that I can use to get me to the next thing. And so I think what I'm getting at is I've had to go back to where my roots have been planted to grow into what's next. Number five is not everyone is going to be in your corner, and that's okay. And that definitely is true. And it's sometimes that it might be people that you thought were always in your corner and that always had your back and always believed in you and all of that. And then they're suddenly not, and it's not the same anymore, and that they don't really believe in what you're doing. And you don't have to have everybody believe in what you're doing. It's okay if you have nobody in your corner, if you have one person, or if you have 10. Like, it doesn't really matter as long as you believe in what you're doing. Number 6 is life is too short to not have a passport. I think that there is such a big, big world out there that we haven't gotten to explore and gotten to see and gotten to smell and taste and touch. And, life is too short. Life is just too short to not experience that. Number 7 is your passions will change. There are things that, when I look back, like when people ask about, like, what did you want to be when you were little versus, like, what I've become? And, like, I have changed a lot over the few years. Just 34 is still very young. And where I have aimed myself throughout my life has just changed so much and so often. And at times I would feel guilty because people knew me, like, being passionate about something that I'm just not really passionate about anymore, or I've directed it a different direction. And it's just interesting to see how those things kind of change and how people react to that. Number 8 is just because your dreams have been delayed doesn't mean they've been denied. And that is not a quote I made up. That is from Pete, from Pastor Pete from Crosspoint, and he said that in a sermon. He's only said that a few times, and it's just something that has really struck with me, especially when I feel very stuck or like doors aren't opening. Like right now, I've come back from Cambodia and I still don't have a job, and and I'm just not really sure what the next thing is. That just even the thought of what that dream is, just because you're not getting it doesn't mean that it's not going to come. There's a lot of push and a lot of hustle, even though I really don't really like the word hustle anymore, but there's a lot of work that's going to be put into finding that dream and pursuing that dream. Number 9 is your happiness is not dependent on others. And this is something that I've been talking to my friend Rita about recently. And for the longest time, like, I'm not a people pleaser by any means, but it's hard for me sometimes when people aren't happy with something that I do, especially if it's somebody that I really care about. Like if it's a friend or a family member or whatever, like when they're not happy with me, it makes me unhappy, even if the situation is really great for me. And so recently I've just discovered that and freed myself from the codependence on other people's feelings about me. Number 10 is it's okay to be a little weird. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Number 11 is there are no such things as guilty pleasures. If you like it, you like it. Don't feel bad about it. Number 12, people still love you even if you disagree. I have some really great friends that we have grown up together and, well, like not really grown up together, went through our 20s together, and we disagree on a lot. And, like my mom and I got in an argument the morning of my birthday about something not really important, but something that we disagreed on. And it's, there's still love there, even if we don't agree on the same things. Number 13 is there's no timeline to what you're supposed to do in life. That one, like, it hits a lot when I'm older. Like, it didn't really when I was growing up, because I feel like I hit a lot of the major milestones, like, graduated high school, I graduated college, blah, 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 blah. But now, especially, like, coming back, and a lot of the friends that I'm reconnecting with are, like, have, moved on into certain areas of life that I just have not gotten to, and I don't feel bad about it. And I really need to hurry because this video is going to be like 20 minutes long. So read the blog is basically what I'm going to say is I will go through these and I'll do an explanation. So this isn't a super long video. Number 14, don't be afraid to let people know how you feel. Number 15, if not now, when? Number 16, if you want it, you have to hustle to get it. Number 17, you can always ask for help. Always. Number 18, don't let anything dull your sparkle. 19, trust your gut first. Number 20, don't trust the internet. Number 21, history will repeat itself. Number 22, you can always go back home. Number 23, dream as big as you want, and that dream will change. Number 24, be careful with whom you share your life with. Number 25, there's a lot to learn between opportunities. Number 26, read more than you watch. Number 27, ask your parents questions because you carry on the stories. Number 28, don't worry about what people think about you. Number 29, love big and love fearlessly. Number 30, you can make a career out of helping people. Number 31, listen more, talk less. Number 32, take every opportunity that comes your way. Number 33, create often. And number 34, never stop learning. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again next week. Bye.